Anyway.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fellowship Project podcast. I'm Cullen, and this is Jonathan. And today we are with some very special guests, our wives. This is Dakota, and this is Erin. Dakota's my wife, obviously.
Yep. My precious wife. Mother of my child. Love
our better halves, you could say.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, no, yeah. You're right. You're right. Very much better.
Way better half.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right. Would you like to introduce and tell us a little bit about yourselves besides,
I mean, my name's Erin. I'm married to this one. I belong to this one. And I teach first grade in the public school system. And me and my husband are young adult pastor in the Houses of Lafayette. And we love hanging out with our friends. And we're happy to be on this podcast together with y'all.
Good.
Nice intro, Erin. I am Dakota. I am Cullen's wife, and sorry.
The camera's right on my hair.
Sorry, Jacob. Totally ruined that. Anyway,
It's
continue.
okay. We just put the little thing up. We put
Here we go.
temporary out of
I am Dakota. I'm a social worker, and I'm married to Cullen. We've been married a little over a year, and we both help out as well at the Pentecostals of Lafayette. And we're excited to be here and chat with our lovely friends over here. Real talk.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're excited to have you
I
on.
love you. You're cute.
I feel insulted.
I'm sorry. No, don't be insulted. But yeah, we're just here to talk about, actually, since we have our wives on, we're going to talk about relationships. Kind of how we got into our own, how we learned from our mistakes.
We're going to
Amen.
A lot of mistakes.
Well.
Yeah, uh-huh.
How shall I number thee?
It's a laundry list.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then maybe talk about, some, I don't know, we're just going to leave it open. We're just going to talk about relationships. So, Jonathan, I'm going to let you open up the floor.
Okay.
How'd you meet Erin?
How did I meet Erin? Oh, this is a lovely story. I like telling this one.
I don't think I've heard this one.
So, we were at the UPCI campgrounds, the famous
It was
place
camp season.
to meet your future loved ones.
Right.
Anyway, so we have a mutual friend, Larkin Culpepper. I think y'all
Now
probably know
Larkin
her. Yeah,
Venturini.
Larkin, if you're
Right.
watching this, thanks for setting this up. Anyway, I took a picture of her and Erin, and I tried to hit on Erin a little bit. It did not happen. She was like, blew me off.
I was done with guys at that point. I was like over it.
It was bad. So anyway, a few weeks later, I slide into the DMs on Facebook.
A few weeks.
And,
No, a few months.
It was a long time.
It was
I had other previous engagements I had to take care of. So then I started, messaging
That's
Erin
the tea.
on Facebook, and we were talking, and Erin was explaining to me how stressed out she was with schoolwork and whatnot, and I, being the player that I am,
Oh, okay. Well, no.
Said
Back up.
I thought Cullen said I was going to tell the story. But
I was in my second to last semester of college. I had an 18-hour workload.
Wow.
So.
I'm just kidding. That is a lot.
So I was stressed out to the max, just trying to get done with school.
Intro to my
Okay.
plug-in. So I said, what would help with all that stress? And she says, what? I said, a date with me.
And I said,
It worked.
Sure.
It worked. So, for those of you that don't know, my wife lived in Alexandria. She attended the Pentecostals of Alexandria. So we set up a date in her town. Mind you, I live in Lafayette. That's an
I
hour
was
and a half.
not that late.
Texas Roadhouse, be there. I show up, get a table, everything. She was so late, the waitress walked up to you and said, sir, are you sure she's going to show up? Are you sure she's coming? But Erin still to this day said she wasn't late. Okay.
Okay, but if you're from Alexandria, you know the traffic circle and
That was
5
the
o'clock
first thing.
traffic gets you.
That was the first thing she said. The second thing she said was she ordered a kid's meal. Right?
Don't
She ordered
stop. I will cut you.
No, that's fine. She said she ordered a kid's meal. I said, it was cheap, I said, you always order kids' meal? Yeah, I always do that. 3 dates later, nope, full price. I said, it's worth it. And then after that, we really connected. We talked about a lot of stuff, and she really helped me get on track with my ministry and my life.
We kind of just put everything out on the table, and we were just very honest and open with each other, because that's, I mean, in a relationship, obviously communication, that's important. And so
my biggest thing would be when you get into a new relationship and you have, I'm not gonna say, I knew the moment I met Erin that I was gonna marry her. I prayed for her and it happened, and I didn't tell her that to her face. But in my eyes, if I knew that about her, I wanted her to know everything, whether about my past or anything. And my biggest, I don't know, advice to someone would be honest up front. I didn't think it was wise for me to save things that have happened in my life for a month before we get engaged. Oh, by the way, I need to share things with you. And my friends told me I was crazy, but I laid it all out for her, and I told her to pray about it for 2 weeks, and she did.
And it was one of those things that when he first told me, I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, you know what, God, if he is for me, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to feel peace about this situation, and it's not going to bother me. And the next morning I woke up and I felt peace about it, and then
That's good.
it didn't bother me. And so I was like, okay,
We dated, we engaged, and here we are today, married with a son. Best years of my life.
And I think for us, one of the biggest things that we had to go through was the death of my dad. We had just gotten engaged. We had been engaged for 3 months. We were engaged for 12 and a half months.
Because of the sickness,
3 months into our
it pushed.
engagement, I lost my dad. And so
Really
even to this day, Jonathan he'll tell me I'm a different person than when I was before that happened.
Oh, wow.
And so it helped me to grow a lot. It helped me to really trust God because I confided in my dad a lot with spiritual things. He was like my guiding light, I guess you could say, because he did spend so much time in prayer. And so I really had to learn to trust and to have faith, which I mean, I've always had faith, but I really had to learn to trust God because now I'm going into a marriage and now I don't have my source of wisdom that I talk to about everything. But at the same time, I was going into marriage.
Throw it at me. Butter me up. Go ahead. Tell them I'm the wisdom you get now.
My
there you
dad
go.
was the priest of our home, and I would go to him for spiritual guidance. And so now, there was like a shift in my life. And so it was like for 9 months before we got married, I kind of felt lost. But of course I was grieving too. So he saw me at my lowest. And so we kind of, got through that together and realized that communication is so important. And then when we got married, I realized, okay, well now John's the priest of us. And he's going to lead us and he's going to, guide us where we need to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's good.
it was kind of like a passing of torch almost.
That's really good.
So,
That's good. I didn't even think we were going to talk about that.
But that's great.
So enough about us.
what about y'all?
What about you guys?
Let's see where this goes.
I don't know if I know this story, honestly. I really
haven't
don't.
heard this
I don't
one?
know. I don't think I
I
have.
like telling this one.
Tell it. I want to get some juice.
So, okay. About 3, 4, I don't remember how many. I'm terrible at time was.
I graduated in 2017.
It was a long time ago. It wasn't that long. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was in between. Actually, I got out of a relationship, and I was kind of like you. I was just done with dating.
Yeah.
And it
He
was
had
during.
dates lined up. They fell through. Don't let him lie.
There's camp. There's camp meeting.
Come on.
I met her at camp meeting. So like, what happened
Tell
was
me.
like that one night. I was like, yeah, I'm just done. I don't have any.
Right.
Yeah.
I got rejected too many times. Like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Lord, whatever you want for me, I'm ready. Anyway, and then I get an invite to go to a game night at someone's cabin, and there's a bunch of us there, and we're just chilling. Actually, it was her brother that invited me, and we went,
Good work.
and I was there, and then she shows up, and I was like, oh,
No,
she's cute.
I was there. I sent.
You were there
I
already?
sent the location
Oh,
of
that's
where
right.
the trailer was in the group chat.
Details.
He found me.
I found her, and when the first time I saw her, the second, third time I saw her, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
I thought she was cute, and I was like, oh, she's pretty cool, but she looks young. So it was like as the night progresses, I'd been burned before, so
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man.
The night progressed, we were talking. Everyone was talking about. I was like talking to her, and I'd like the things she was talking about, and she was like very intelligent, and very sweet, but also quite clever. And I was like, I like this girl a lot, but I need to know her age.
Yeah.
I need to find out this, but I don't want to ask her right out because it feels kind of sleazy. So I was like, you know what? It was about 12 to 1 o'clock, and I was like, and there's just a bunch of people that were different ages, and some of them were minors. I was like, oh, I can get away with this. So I was like, it's getting kind of late in here. Is if you're a minor, you probably need to leave. So raise your hand. So that and people raised their hands. She didn't. I was like, yes. So I kept talking with her, and then she dropped the pin for the location. Like her brother told her to drop the pin to me.
They didn't know where the trailer was.
So I already had her number. I didn't have to.
Smart.
I didn't have to ask for it. So I was like, hey, is this so and so? I was like, is it okay if I text you? She was like, yeah. And then from that point on, like actually that night, I was kind of feeling. It's like the first time. Well, we'll talk about it in a second.
Look,
the first time I was like, I want to marry this woman. Like I really like her a lot. And then the week went on, and then.
Pause.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about
Just
that.
pause. Hang on. He drove me back to my cabin, except, okay, so we had 2 other girls in the truck with us, okay, because he was escorting us to the dorms, like across the campgrounds. Did he bring me to my cabin? No. Did he drop us off at their cabin that was relatively close? Yes.
And then y'all drove around.
No, we
Dropped me off.
I
with
dropped
them.
her. I wasn't thinking. I was being safe.
No.
I wanted to be safe.
Yeah.
So I was
You
like,
didn't even let me sit in the front
I didn't
seat
realize.
with him.
I didn't realize. She was like, oh yeah, my cabin's up. Well, here, let's be truthful. The
Yeah.
other
He
girl,
let the
the
other
other girl got in the
sat
seat
in the front.
Yeah.
before she did. So it just happened that way. Anyway,
Drop
she
the
didn't
ball.
leave. She didn't leave my mind. Okay,
Yeah.
as the week progressed,
Okay.
I started texting her. I got to hang out with her, and like that night, it's a Fourth Fest that happens.
Yeah.
Like I was waiting for her to come, and she went out and eat, and then finally she came. I was like, oh yeah, and so I started hanging around her. It was very kind of awkward, as I am. I'm very awkward.
Same.
Trying to strike up conversation, hanging out with her, and then after, I walk her to her car, and I was like, hey, tomorrow, would you have a lunch date with
This
me?
was not said that confidently. Do not.
No, it wasn't. It was not. It said it was shaking like. Hey, can you
Was it
have
broken
lunch with me?
speech?
Can you have
like,
lunch with me?
Hey, I was-
take me out for a sandwich?
It was a little more confident. It was like,
Yeah.
hey, I was thinking that we could go get lunch together.
Tomorrow?
Listen to her response. Listen to her response.
Got busy.
Am I saying my response?
Yes, you're saying your
I
response.
say, I'm sorry, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I have previous plans. And I'm like, he looks really sad in my mind. I was like, but I could get coffee after.
Oh. Score.
Because I was
Whoa.
like, I don't really want to hurt this guy. There's no reason I shouldn't at least go on one date with him.
And then we.
I mean, free coffee, right?
Yeah. And
I mean,
then-
hello, free
next-
food. That's what I
I
was
got
thinking.
tea, and I was too nervous to put sugar and cream in it, so I drank nasty tea for 4 hours.
We
No,
talked. We
4
talked for
hours.
4
Wow.
hours in that coffee shop, and then after that, I asked her on a date that night.
Conversation is key.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It wasn't real.
Oh.
It wasn't really a date. It was a weird.
We went to the Ellipsis meeting together because our friends asked us to go.
Oh, like the singles thing at Red River Grill?
Yes,
Yes,
I saw.
yes.
Yes.
You were there with John's mom.
You probably saw an awkward date. We were actually vibing. I'm not gonna lie.
At the little bar area.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like in between the young ellipsis and the old ellipsis.
Old, really old. Like dude from my church that's in his 60s sitting on a 40-year-old.
yeah,
I was scarred, man.
This is great.
Don't put that
Oh
in there.
man, this is
Anyway, we go into it, like that night we went and hang out, and then that night, like when we were all leaving, I was like, I really want to take this to the next level. Like I just want to hang out with you more.
You don't even get to let me have my have fun.
What? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Go ahead.
guys, listen to how I played him.
Uh-oh.
She played me.
It's about to get
I
juicy.
did. Okay, so there's this really cute guy from Georgia there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So guess what?
Yeah.
So I sat by him and talked with him for a long while because Cullen was like across the way and was being very shy, and I was like, we just sat together, went out to eat, and you're not. So there's a little poof, the little floor poofs that are like this thick next to me. Okay, so I'm like chatting with this guy, like, oh, campus ministry, yeah, I'm over mine. And he's like, cool, I'm really passionate about campus ministry. And then lo and behold, Cullen's like seething.
I'm just like, man, I just
And
went
then
on this
he
date.
comes and sits on this poof.
So, Andrew's on this
And it goes,
camera. Sorry,
and he
guys.
goes into the door.
Yeah,
And then he stays there the entire night
I do.
and
I
tries to
stayed the
chat with
entire
me
night.
and distract me.
And,
Huh? Do I remember his name? No, I met him once. He was cute.
she's with me now.
He liked it, so he put a ring on it.
Anyway, so after that, I asked her that night, like, hey, I want to take this to the next level. And from then, we just kept talking and texting. And a couple weeks later, we started dating. We were
Like 2 weeks later.
official, I guess you could
It
say.
took us a while to become official.
It didn't take us that long. I was kind of surprised she'd like me that
It took us
much.
a little while. We were like inseparable, but like it took us a while.
And from then we kept talking every night. It was crazy. It was natural. You past relationships, I didn't want to talk with them every single moment.
It was forced.
But
It was very forced.
Yeah.
But like once I got in a relationship with her because I wanted to be with her and I fell in love with her, it came natural. And also, you want to talk about the time you went away?
No, I want to talk about the first time I met you.
Okay, go. Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta come back to this.
Salty. Okay, so my friend liked him the year before and was talking to him talked to him for like a week. Okay, and she introduces me to him, and during camp, we go up. I say, hi, I'm Dakota, I'm Carly's friend. He looks up, he's like, hi, I'm Cullen, because he's playing with his camera. Hi, I'm Cullen, good to meet you. Talk a little bit more, and then we walk away. Cullen, you have any recollection of meeting me?
Because he was playing with
You
camera.
could have at least said,
How
yeah,
have I
man, you're
never
great.
met you before?
I was in camp mode.
Oh,
I was in work
man.
mode, and
You have met me.
Cullen. Oh,
mistakes
no.
are made, but she still loves me anyway.
Well, there you go. That's what matters.
But I think one of the things to pull from that, not only in your relationship but ours as well, is that, at least I think, one of the goals to a healthy relationship is, like you're saying, conversation, talking. I found that, like, when me and Erin really got serious and would sit down, let me tell you something right now. If you can't talk ministry, if you can't talk spiritual things in life, if you can't talk real life stuff with somebody you're dating, it's time to break up.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're going to form a relationship with God at the center, but your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend has problems talking about the spiritual realm or problems talking about how you want to raise your family, whether it be doctrinal or in truth, you've got a problem already.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a red flag to me, because if I can't sit here and tell you God's called me to do some things and you're like, well, where has he called you to go? Or it's got a problem. You've got a problem with that.
It's being unevenly yoked.
Exactly.
That's what the Bible says. It's
And-
like, for example, she's very mission minded, and I've been not really thinking about missions.
yeah.
But when she started talking about it, at first I was kind of resistant, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, all right, Lord, if this is us, let my heart soften to
Right.
that prospect, and probably, maybe in next, at least in the next 10 years, we might go on a missions trip on Ames.
Yeah.
And it's because I became open to that, and because
Exactly.
it's with a relationship. You have to. It's compromises and being and not being full of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
but at the same time, you have to give 100, because if one isn't given 100 and the other's given their all, it's just not going to work.
We could talk
And-
about so many different things.
and there's no reason. People like to say this. Well, do you argue a lot? No, we don't argue a lot, but we discuss a lot. I believe there's a difference.
Yeah.
I don't need to yell at Erin from across the house and blow up on her. when we can sit down and have a civil conversation. Yes, it might be different than our normal conversations, but if we can't speak to each other like that, then I don't feel like we have a relationship at all, because you should be able to know that, hey, my husband's bringing this stuff up in my life, or my wife's bringing this up to me because she's worried about me, because maybe I need to change some stuff spiritually. I mean, there's some times when Erin will walk up to me and I'll come in one day with a bad attitude and she'll grab me and she'll say, have you read your Bible today? Have you prayed today? And the old me would have took offense to that, but knowing where she's coming from on that, she's looking out for me. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I haven't. And then I say, why? Is my attitude bad? She's like, yeah, you're kind of raising your voice a little bit and you're kind of being, extra. Yeah. And we laugh about it later, but in the moment, she's being serious. And I respect that about it, because we can have conversation. I believe talking makes a healthy relationship.
It really does.